about his development specifically?
Well, I just think he's learning, and obviously he's getting a little more opportunity with Richard Mullaney being injured, and he's making the most of it. He's learning fast, and I'm proud of him, and I expect him to play better than he's played. I mean, I think he's just getting started.
What specifically do you see in his development? Like, as you say, you expect him to play
he's
better.
good. He really, it's important to him. He listens. He tries to pay attention. He tries to do the right thing. Part of it's just, we talk a lot about those guys adjusting to the speed of the game and getting used to the college game versus high school game. He hadn't played football in 2 years, or 2 years, and so he's just, everything was brand new for him. So there was some catching up to do, and just learning that. But he looks like he's making some strides, and he's obviously made some big plays, which I'm really encouraged by. So I'm kind of like everybody else is. I'm like, let's see how good he can get and how fast that can happen.
What about the receiving unit as a whole? I mean, I saw you're very hands-on. I saw you out there, running routes with Victor Bolden earlier today. Can you speak on that a little?
No, I think I tend to move around a lot when we coach, because there's just lots of times their mistakes happen so far away from where I am, and if I wait for them to get back, they've already thought about school and their girlfriend and what's on TV tonight, and they've just, so I just try to get them when it happens, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I think, especially with a young group of guys, they need to be coached all the time. You can't just let them keep screwing it up. They need to understand there's consequences to the good and bad moves or decisions they make on the field, and try and get them in the right place to do it right all the time. So we got a long way to go.
Yeah, do you think those mental, pauses or breaks during practice, thinking about school or their girlfriend, are because they're so young? Or does that happen with even the older
because
receivers?
they're young men, yes. Yes, I would say both.
What are you seeing out of the Washington State secondary?
They're extremely talented. I think they're a little bit like our receiver group. They're young. They've got all those, or half those kids we recruited here. They're good athletes, good players, and they're learning fast and making some plays. So you can kind of see them improving with each game. And John Ross broke my heart. I thought he was coming here. No. But he's a great kid, and so it'll be fun. It'll be fun to line up and see those guys battle. We're expecting it to be really hard. I coach there. That is as tough an environment to play in as there is in this conference, maybe in the country. Especially now that they've removed the track and they brought the field down, and so we expect it to be rowdy and tough and wet and cold and all the bad stuff you can imagine. So, but it'll be football in November, and I think another chance to play is good for us.
Last year's loss, obviously, heartbreaking. How much is that motivating you guys going up against them again this year?
Yeah, I would say more humiliating than heartbreaking. That was, they beat us. They beat us badly. So I don't know. I think that depends on each kid. And how each kid handles that. I think sometimes, half the guys we're playing with didn't even play in that game. So. And certainly in my position. So I think for us it's just an opportunity to play again against a conference opponent in our division, and just to play well and learn and grow and hopefully make some plays.